Okay. You want to start off?
Let's boogie woogie.
Let's go, gamers. Gamers. Well.
Hello, ladies.
Hello. Testing. We're back. Okay.
Hello.
That's a bit loud on my end.
I gotta
Okay.
watch out for that.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Another episode.
Number
I am
3.
back in Carnage for the weekend. At least for
Hello,
today.
everybody. It is us, the duo.
Yeah. So we are back. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's been like what? I think we stopped. It's been like at least
a
month and a half.
Month and a
half ish kind of deal right now. So
yeah.
I came back down to watch my dog for the weekend. Parents went down to visit my sister in Maryland. So yeah, I'm down here hanging out with Charlie this weekend.
Hi.
Yeah.
I've always been here, but you know how it is.
Always here, never forgotten.
Yes, I am the rock that stands the test of time.
You know what? You kind of look like Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, really? Yeah, from just like the face up.
Yeah.
Not much else down.
But what else have you done in the past like month that we haven't seen each other?
Well, school.
How's your senior project going?
It's going great. I mean, luckily we're both helping each other out with our projects. I have elected Davis to help me with my backgrounds. He's been a huge help already. And I have done an interview for Davis with his project.
Yeah.
But otherwise, school's going fine. Totally somewhat manageable right now. It's just a matter of getting my mindset ready. Because I have a problem with doing stuff.
Time management, obviously, by your computer screensaver.
Yes.
You changed it from your One Piece one to your time management.
That means it's serious.
That means it's serious.
That means
yeah.
it's serious.
You pull your big boy pants on.
Yes. I try to just keep myself managed, but it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, I understand that. It's kind of hard overall to kind of go from one kind of mindset to a different one, because summer you're still here and transition to like a school year where you're online still. It's a bit rough, I would say.
Yeah, and I think it's just a matter of interest to me, because like when I do stuff with my thesis class, it's like, oh, this is so much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when I do everything else, because I have after that, it's just all like writing essays.
Yeah, history.
And it's like people are like, oh, that's easy. It's like, yeah, but
is it fun though?
It's not fun in any degree. And I honestly find it just fucking infuriating.
It's just it's a bit of a time taker.
And it's so rough because like I actually like the teachers in my class. Like my short fiction teacher, that's one of my classes. We study like just, as the name says, short fiction. So like, random bits of fantasy and shit. And it's really cool. But it's just like I have such trouble like just writing the responses and shit, because I'm like because I think to myself like I can finish it later, and the same old story. It's like I finish it in like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Way past the deadline. So I'm like, oh god. But otherwise, no, school's going fine, and I'm enjoying my semester great. And what's also great is that I'm reconnecting with a lot of people previously. Like, you remember James, Molly?
Yeah, Bonnie, Moss.
Yep. Reconnecting with them.
Alex is all the way up in I think Stratford right now.
Yeah.
He lives up there now. He has an apartment.
He's migrated north.
He's migrated north. God.
Yes, but he seems to be doing okay, and yeah, it's been good so far. Like on the social front, so it's been nice. What about you, Davis?
I'm going to turn your keynote first because you're a bit low.
Sorry, I speak softly.
Yeah,
but walk with a big stick.
Yeah, speak softly, hold a big stick. I've been fine. Like, it's been kind of interesting this school year because you still have to wear masks, even though like there's only been like 5 confirmed cases on our campus. And like,
how is it that your place in the middle of fucking nowhere has so many
people come in from Hartford? It's commuters, and I really think that it's really just our commuter students that are kind of overall being the people who are like getting sick. But it's one of those things too where just like I don't think it's on campus people either, because like I think the 5 are like they've tested positive but they have not been like confirmed positive,
right.
So they just take the proper precaution about doing like, oh, here's your ICU, not your ICU bed, your quarantine bed for like an apartment somewhere on campus, and then you'll be doing online classes, and then you're kind of just wait out the 2 weeks. If you get another test from them and then you get negative, you just go home or go back to your dorm.
Yeah.
And that's the struggle, I really think, is that overall our kind of sort of like remoteness is kind of what is able to work, because not a lot of people can go out and like go to Hartford and stuff like that, because most of the undergraduate kids don't have cars on campus. It's like the only seniors and like some juniors have cars, because like parking is like $500 for the year, so it's kind of a bitch and a half. But the drive though is 2 hours, and I'm like, is this worth it? Is it worth coming down here and again next week to come visit my parents? I'm just like, 2 hours in a car ride is a bit brutal. Yeah. If it was in like for you like SVA, that's a train ride.
It's
and
an hour.
Car ride,
it's a 1 hour.
Bad,
it's
right?
a 1 hour train ride. Even then, you can, if it's a good day, I can get down there and like
pretty fast,
pretty quick.
Yeah, if you go off peak too. It's just like...
Well, that's the thing though. There's only peak now. I think there's no more off peak.
No more.
No more off peak. Yeah.
It's just one more, just like one. Just
well, here's the thing, though.
Here's
right,
one price ticket.
I bought a train ticket. I bought a 10-trip train ticket for off peak. So I'm just gonna use that fucking off peak. I don't care
until they say you can't use this anymore.
Right. Well, they're just saying like, oh, it's peak now, not off peak. I'm like, okay, sorry, and then I just use it again the next time I come on the train again.
It's fine.
I'm like, because look, I'll buy another ticket once I run out. I have 2 more trips left.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, where it's like you probably bought it before they took it off.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't. They have to give you a refund, or 2, they just have to take the ticket.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's much of a difference. There's
literally
like $2 to $3 difference.
Yeah, literally, I bought the ticket just as they,
discontinued.
Yeah, right, exactly. I didn't even know, so I was just like, oh well, I'm just gonna use this then, because why would I pay all that money for nothing?
Train tickets. The fucking American train system's a god awful mess.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential to improve, but it never will.
It will never get to the point of like Japan or like South Korea.
God, I wish.
That's the thing is like trains in Japan are so much nicer.
Have you heard about the new one they're making? That's like a fucking super magnetic one that can go.
Yeah, the Magna Rail.
Yeah, dude.
It's like a tram. It's like a tram that goes high speed. Magna Rail. It's not that big. It's still the bullet train, no matter what it is. Yeah, it's just different.
Slightly faster.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I mean,
nice.
Apparently there's like a big debacle because it goes through mountains and shit. And they're kind of like, oh, it'll fuck up the environment if we do that. But they're like,
the bullet trains already do that. Like,
yeah.
They designed bullet trains around the owl, and very specific like owl that makes no sound whatsoever. Because the main problem with trains is that if you go too fast, you see they rumble, they make sound. But with the design of the bullet train, right, it's designed to go at those fast speeds and not make a sound whatsoever. You'll feel the wind and whatnot, but they won't make as much sound as it would be like a normal train.
Yeah. God, I wish we had. Well, we do have them on the west.
High speed, yeah.
On the west, but it's like, yeah. If we had if we had that same level, I know China has some crazy shit as well, but it's I mean, if we had that on the same level for our cities, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah. So otherwise, school's going well. Besides, just surviving. We saw Venom today. That's
Venom. Let there be carnage.
Let there be carnage.
He said the line like twice, I think, and I was like, roll credits.
Yep.
Honestly, it's pretty good. I'd say just go watch it just to see the ending.
Yes.
Pretty much. It's worth it. I would say.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm not gonna say like it's not the worst movie in the world. It's a pretty okay movie. It's not gonna blow your hats off, anything like that.
Here's the thing: you could absolutely go into this movie without watching the first one, I feel. Because like, I would say, if for further context, if you need it, watch the first one. But honestly, just go watch this if you haven't watched the first one. It's not a big deal. Like, it's almost like they repeat so much from the first one that it's basically the first one.
This could be like an alternative plot to the first one.
Yeah.
Honestly, because the first one you had Anti-Venom, which is basically just like, oh, it's a white symbiote that came with the Venom.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, okay, whatever, fuck it, doesn't matter. But this one is like, okay,
it's a red one.
This is a red one. It basically, it is a red one. There's nothing much different. Like, they still kind of buck up and they kick their ass. It's just that overall, it's kind of like, okay.
I would give this movie like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah, solid 6 at least.
It's a good, just
low
turn your brain off movie that's just no harm, and I enjoyed it. It's great to see Carnage finally on the big screen. I mean, that's definitely the highlight in my opinion. That and Venom, of course. And they have Tom Hardy just go crazy, and it's pretty entertaining sometimes. But yeah, I mean, the ending is mainly what you want to see. Of course, that'll probably get spoiled on YouTube or something.
Oh, I think someone will explode on TikTok or something like that, and something like that. I was just like, okay, that's fine. I didn't really care. I want to see Woody Harrelson get the shit kicked out of him by Tom Hardy.
Yeah, no, Woody Harrelson's pretty funny.
Woody Harrelson is a very good actor inside this movie. I was very surprised when they casted him inside this role. I was like, really? Woody Harrelson?
It works. It works.
Hey, Mitch, really?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, that's fine. For me, like, him and Owen Wilson sound so much alike. They look all very much alike. If you literally held up their face to right next to each other, you would literally say this is the same person. They have the same goofy nose. They say the same like accent, the same like kind of like forehead. Yeah. And I'm just like overall, it's kind of like these are the same person. You literally could cast Owen Wilson inside the same role, and he'd probably do the same job.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, it's not that hard to find that kind of role with the insane maniac because there are plenty of actors who can excel at that.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would even take Nicolas Cage in that role.
Apparently, Nick Cage has been doing really well in like the indie movie film.
Yeah,
he did that though.
He did the pig one.
The pig, and then he's doing the one with the outlaw samurai. I think that one I want to see because it looks fun.
Yeah.
The other one was like the Five Nights at Freddy's one. I was just like, yeah, kind of like what I expect him to do. It's a bit low budget, but like it's pretty funny.
It's cool to see like big time actors / producers
do like
indie stuff and be involved in YouTube, like with Seth Rogen on.
Well, that's a bit different though.
Well, yeah,
Nick Cage fell from grace. I'll say that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's cooler. It's cool to see him on their lower, on that, just on that lower thing. Like, just I don't know. It's different to me. I like that a lot. What I'm talking about is Seth Rogen's been on Corridor Crew twice now. It's just kind of cool to see that. Because like they talk about Hollywood, and they show up. It's like holy shit.
Yeah. Speaking of Seth Rogen, Mario movie.
Yes. Oh my God.
Chris Pratt, who died during the filming of the Mario movie.
That fucking direct, dude. Holy shit.
That was fun. I enjoyed the direct, but it's just too. Like the only thing I would say is like Charlie Day. I really do see as a Luigi. He's just that kind of character.
With everybody in that movie except even then Chris Pratt's fine for me.
It's just like I don't know if I'm like what we're gonna see.
I have to see the trailer.
Exactly, we're gonna have to see the trailer. We're gonna have to make a final judgment on this because like actor wise, it's a pretty A-star cast. Not gonna lie,
it's pretty stacked.
It's pretty stacked like overall, and I do think they did make good choices overall with the casting. But we just need to see like the full definitive like trailer for them to be like, oh, this is how he sounds like Mario.
I want to see Bowser fucking play a guitar solo with Jack Black's voice. Yeah. Can we have that? Yes. Holy shit. Tenacious D with Bowser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the memes that stem from like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong,
dude.
Chris Pratt as Mario.
That's like
Key as Toad.
What a perfect way to just set the tone for that entire bit, where you just and here we have Mario played by Chris Pratt. He's so cool. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, we're starting. I
really hope they keep the like just like the overall like character models correct.
Yeah, I think that. And part of me is like, yeah, that makes sense. They would do that, but also it's like, I'm sure they'll tweak it just a little bit for the movie, just so that it's like they can kind of match the actors a little bit more.
Black Toad. What you talking about, fools? I'm just like, if you're gonna, it's like that's the part of voice acting though. You cast anyone as anyone. That's the thing about voice acting. What? It's not hindered by looks.
You know what? You're right. There should be a Black Toad. You're right. My prejudice keeps.
If Samurai Jack could be a black guy, then anyone could voice anyone. Honestly,
that is absolutely true. Actually.
Like
Darth Vader's,
Darth Vader is voiced by God, it's escaping the name right now. He played the king inside
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I just can't remember the name at the moment. But yes, there has been a history, plenty of that, and that's what's great about voice acting. It's anyone can play it, and you're right. And I'm curious to see. Just like, for one thing, Mario talking in fluent English and sentences.
Instead of pizza, meatball, spaghetti.
Yeah, he said it like, woohoo! Or, it's me, Mario.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's gonna be just like, hello, Luigi.
Luigi.
Hey, Luigi.
Honestly,
yes, Mario? Nice cock.
Well, it's one of those things, too, where it's like the Super Mario Brothers show, right? It was such like a gruff sounding Mario. That was like even before like Charles Martinet was like Mario, I believe.
Yeah. Now, to be honest with you, there will never be a Mario like the original Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't think there ever should be.
No, that's like a case in point of like people who do not understand like video games.
That I've heard development hell for that movie. Like people were dying, and like people were just legitimately like in dire straits. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Little death games.
It's just like I'm curious to see how this will go because it'll have to do as good as Sonic, and that's not very difficult to do. And I hope, well, here's the thing, right? I just hope it's all in, I hope it's all in just 3D animation. None of it's like real life.
Yeah, I really hope they don't do the whole like, like they get sucked into the video game where like the Rabbids one. I don't want them.
They
to
get sucked into a portal. They end up in New York City.
I don't want them to do that. That kind of sucks, honestly.
They meet Neil Patrick Harris and have to save the world.
They meet NPH and they save the world. Would not be surprised if that actually happens. Like, they need to save the world. If that's the plot, I'm just gonna say fuck this movie, fuck Illumination, and fuck Nintendo for thinking that they can make a goddamn movie.
I mean, they've tried before. They'll try again.
What other video game movies have been like announced?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil was announced. I'm not too keen on it because it just looks bad overall.
I was so.
It looks more in tune with the games, but I'm just like. After the last couple of ones, especially with Monster Hunter 2, it's just like, I don't want to see this person anymore. I do not want to see this franchise ever see this light again.
It was disappointing for me because I thought it was going to be like an open world, like side story thing, and I had my high hopes. I was like, oh my god, are they finally listening to the fans? No, it's just a movie. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's spanning 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just like, the fucking amount of time you need to do 1 and 2 is just too much for a movie to handle.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 separate plot lines going on. If you're gonna do like that, make it like a TV show series. But like, you know, because like you could cut off like, okay, season 1's gonna be the first game, second game, season 2, season 3, blah blah. Yeah. And then when you get to Resident Evil 4, right, which with Leon being like actual like CIA. Yeah. Leon, you can have fun with it. Go have fun with it. That's the point. 4 was such a great game just because it was such different from the last 3 and Revelations and Code Veronica. It was such a different game that everyone was like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. It's wild and wacky.
Yes. I think that one of Capcom's biggest strengths, especially with Resident Evil, is that, you know, for horror's sake, is just like you don't have to be bogged down with the limitations of real life in Resident Evil. It's like you can have just mutated monsters from like mutated crocodiles to giant catfish that haunt a lake. You know, it's like there's that goofy level of it, but that makes it so much fun. And like you're saying, it's just goofy and wacky, and they're trying to go for that sort of classic zombie horror feel, which is like, that's fine. But I mean, you already get that in the normal game, like just through gameplay alone. From Resident Evil Remake 2 or Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's like the first time you fight one of those things, it's ridiculously like crazy how it feels because it's just moving and shifting like a regular human zombie would, and it just feels heavy. And
the whole thing about the horror is has the lack of control that you have, and that's the thing.
And that's what people love about it. Yeah. And in a movie, it's like, you know that these people are going to be fine.
Yeah, and honestly, the fucking Netflix TV show, the animated one, sucked. Because, like,
I don't even think I watched it.
It was bad. I remember telling you this over a podcast. It was bad. Yeah. No, you could not follow the plot whatsoever. All you really cared was, Leon's here. That's it.
We're
just back to Leon and Claire. I really think if you're going to do something with them, just have them two. Fuck everything else. That's the point of it.
Yeah. It's when it comes to Resident Evil, I'm super down for any new big iteration in the series, but then it's like everything else, I'm like, skip. It's really just, I just don't care. And like 4 is very much the Skyrim of Resident Evil to me. It's like that's their golden goose that they reiterate every single generation. Like they just put out VR for it, so it's like they're gonna just put it on everything, and as it should, because that is their best. That is like. That is definitely their best-selling Resident Evil game, for me. And I haven't played 8 yet, unfortunately. I have it. I bought it. I just can't really run it to where I want it to be perfect yet. I got to get a new graphics card. But as we all know, that's a little tricky.
Yeah.
So I'll just wait.
Facebook Marketplace isn't that bad.
Yeah, I'll look where I need to. Right now, I want to save up. I think because I just been spending a little bit too much money lately.
I spent a $700 on a new camera gimbal, but like it's an investment obviously, and it's gonna work out in the long run, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna work out overall. So I need it because I like using gimbals a lot of my like shoots and whatnot, and it helps me out like with B-roll, with getting like stable shots, you know.
Yeah.
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 What else do we want? We watched Venom. We complained about Resident Evil.
Well, I bought Nickelodeon All Stars recently.
Yes, you did.
I did. We could talk about that for a bit. We could also talk about Smash.
Yeah, we'll do Smash later.
Okay, so Nick Brawl Stars, All Star Brawl, Brawling Stars, very good. Yeah, so I played it for a bit. Fun. It's fast as shit. Compared to Smash, it's like fucking lightning fast. Very broken. Some characters have shit that's just unbelievable, but every character has something that makes them really broken, which is awesome, and I kind of prefer it that way. They did come out with a patch that I just found out like 5 seconds ago, but I don't know what exactly they changed. I know they nerfed Sandy because she had an infinite that was kind of unfair.
Busted.
She literally, I was told, like, if you just shielded and then hit jab, you instantly kill them. Like,
yeah, see.
So that's too busted. And like that's totally fine. But some stuff like that I think should stay is, for instance, Michelangelo can fly if he spams down B. Now, you may think, well, that's not fair. If someone one stocks you, then that doesn't, that's not fair. But here's the thing, though. Toph can also fly in the air because sure down B spawns a platform and you can cheat it where you can spawn infinite platforms.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
So you basically are flying in the air battling each other when you think about that. So it's like, oh, this guy picked Michelangelo, I'll pick Toph, and then we just fight in the air.
Yeah.
It's like that shit would be crazy. Also, you can maneuver pretty well in the air. Like you've got double jump, air dash,
and that's the thing, though. Is
and
like
up B.
If all the characters don't have that kind of edge, then obviously there's going to be meta against the other characters. And that's the kind of thing that they need to account for, is that they should like limit the amount of platforms they have.
Yeah, and it's like, even if the character doesn't have one specific thing that's broken, then that character has just all around really good. Like for instance, Cat Dog and April O'Neil are just all around really good because their range is ridiculous and their speed's also crazy. And it's like, every character, if it's not that, then there's just that one thing that makes them really, really good. Like Toph is definitely the down B. I mean, besides from that, she has some pretty good range stuff, but it's mainly the down B because that just spawns. She's Minecraft Steve, but like limiter off. It's kind of nuts. Otherwise, the game sells for $50. It's 40 because it's on sale. It should be 40 base.
Period. Yeah.
It should absolutely be 40. Unfortunately, I love the game. I love what these guys are doing, but it should be 40.
It's not worth the AAA budget that they wanted.
I think that they're doing a great job, and I hope they keep, and they will be adding more stuff to this game. And I already know that the community behind it is very passionate about it, which I'm all for. I think that it would just help more if they just lowered the price a little bit, which they are. I mean, they have because it's on sale, so get it now. I think $40 is a totally acceptable price because you already know that they're going to keep adding stuff to the game, and they already have a pretty good amount of stuff in. And I think they did say they were going to try to add voice lines eventually.
Well, that's the thing I really think that they should have done in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, on a tight budget, though, it's kind of like you have to pick and choose. Not
even that. Like, if it's a presentation thing first. Like, if you're making a spectacle,
but
like this,
once again,
Smash, you have
hiring
to go
voice actors though is really expensive, and it's like it's like you have to get the people together, and then it's like I think if just having Well, when you think about
But
it,
Nick has all the voice lines already. They have the audio to work with. I guarantee somewhere inside a computer at Nick's studios, they have the audio for every single SpongeBob episode.
well, maybe that's the idea. Is that it's because it's so easy to do that. They'll just think, okay, we'll get the gameplay finished first because that'll take up most of our time and make that perfect, and then we could just put the voice lines in quickly after launch.
And that's fine. It's just like if you didn't like kind of outright say it in the first place, it's kind of a shitty thing to do. It's like, oh no, we're coming out with it later on. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. You should have a game plan when you're going to market, obviously.
Yeah, and I think what they were aiming for was like, oh, we're Smash Brothers, but we're more competitive. And
so is Brawlhalla.
I know, right? Yeah. Except this is with Nickelodeon characters, and that's the key. Like, because that's what it sells games, specifically fighting games, is I think characters. Yeah. It's characters.
Honestly, I wasn't a really big like Nickelodeon fan in the
yeah,
age.
I'll be honest with you too. Like, I remember a lot of these shows, but I don't think I was like. I think it was only SpongeBob, Avatar, and like maybe Invader Zim that I was the most dedicated in. Also, another reason why I watched Nickelodeon because Dragon Ball Z was on there.
Well, that Kai was on Nick Teen or whatever.
Yeah.
But like once it went back to Toonami, it was like, or when Toonami came back, they were just like, "Yep, take it back, fuck you."
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. But yeah, I think it's fine for now. But yeah, like the main thing is they just want people to know the game exists, and they just want to show how crazy and wacky things you could do with these characters. I think that's the first start, and then they're going to polish it up. And my hope, I think I already told you this, is that they're going to make a sequel eventually after supporting the game for a bit with better aesthetics, better voice lines, and music, because the music in the game
is ass.
Some stages, like Zim stage, is actually really good. There's a cool guitar solo, but like the Sandy stage was like the carnival. It's ass. It's so bad.
It literally is like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's like plug this shit into GarageBand.
Like literally, it's this. It's it's like a carnival theme, and it drills into your fucking skull. I'll let you listen to it later.
Off.
It's terrible. You'd rather just play jukebox or something in the background, and it works fine. Actually, it's actually way better. But yeah, Zim stage is a pretty cool soundtrack, and the majority of them are either just like meh, or either they're meh, or pretty good. And that's kind of it. There's nothing like, oh my god, this is amazing. Not like Marvel versus Capcom 2 amazing.
Yeah, I think if they're going to do a Marvel vs. Capcom game again, they're going to have to like up the stakes with like all the characters, because like we're kind of like okay with everything, but like we kind of want to see more better Capcom characters in the end.
Yeah, well, apparently what they're doing right now, there's this big movement called #free MVC2, because they haven't put it out on any new console yet, like PS4 or Xbox One.
It's one of those things where just like they'll do it when they want money.
Yeah,
and it's also one of the things you need to port it again.
Yes,
and that's the thing is like, okay, you need to put the money in to port it. If they don't obviously don't see the money return, that means they're not going to do any more ports, because like that's just a bad.
And that's kind of what the movement is like them trying to show like, hey, there's a whole big market out here that you guys can capitalize on, and we will pay for this. Like,
exactly.
And there's this company that actually does that kind of stuff. They literally worked on porting MVC2 over to the other console or some other game like it, and they're like, we're ready. Like, they're basically like saying, we're also ready to help out if you need us.
Yeah.
So, it's like very much like everyone's like pitching in to kind of be like, hey, we'd like this game to come into the spotlight again. But yeah, aside from that,
I think Capcom has other worries to worry about.
Yeah,
because you're trying to create more games. Obviously, they did. They're doing a new Rise expansion,
similar to Nintendo in that sense, where they very much focus on innovation rather than going back and doing stuff. And then again, it's like different department.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like they're doing Rise expansion, they're doing other things with everything else. Rise is coming to PC, so that's fine. It's like I might buy it when the Steam Deck comes out, because the Switch is somewhat subpar hardware in a way, because the Switch isn't the worst piece of tech. It just isn't the greatest, and that's the thing.
It's not.
Yeah, a lot of games that are designed for Switch run fine, but a lot of games that are ported to Switch are ass. Yeah. And that's why I'm really worried about the Kingdom Hearts, the cloud-based version, which is kind of like it's on the cloud, but like the Switch internet's not the greatest, and like kind of stuff like that. It's like in order to play it, you need like solid internet connection. So I definitely recommend just like putting it down on a like LAN Ethernet cord and plug it into your Switch. Get an Ethernet cable.
I will
adapter.
say, the online for Brawl Star or whatever the fuck, really good. They have rollback netcode, which is, I don't know the exact science behind it, but it's far stronger than what Brawl or Ultimate ever had to it. So that's nice. That's a nice little
The thing about that, right, is just that the way it works is not the way you kind of want it to be inside Ultimate. Because Ultimate, it's like it's not like it doesn't punish you for like putting in the wrong input command, but like it does like say like, okay, you did input the command, so therefore you are going to do it. So it does lock you into certain things. So that's the thing about that, is that rollback netcode, I believe, is more based on like human error, and then the computer will register it as a human error. But it's one of those things, right, where it's just like,
I think it's like when there's an internet problem, it measures the amount of frames that would take you to do a certain move, then it rolls it back. So I think that's what it is. So instead of like it just flat out delaying the game, it kind of, what it does is like, I forget, I can't, I'm not an expert on this. I'd have to look it up again to give you the direct vision, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But I think it's just an overall better alternative to peer-to-peer connections. That's what I've heard from a lot of sources.
Well, yeah, obviously, because peer-to-peer connection always needs to rely on like internet. So the thing about that is like rollback runs through the server directly. So you're running a direct connection from the server, and it's matching you that way, I believe. And then the server will dictate whatever the timing basis it. But like some people's connections are shit, and that's the thing. So sometimes peer-to-peer is technically better because like you could obviously smash someone down inside who has a shitty internet connection.
And there has been shitty rollback. Like Street Fighter V apparently has like really bad stuff like that, like really bad rollback. So it's possible.
Well,
but this one's apparently
a lot of the stuff is supposed to be played in person.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
The thing. Yeah. If you're playing like this other inside a tournament, you're going in person. You're not Skyping in no matter what, because like the risks about that. Because like that's the thing, is like they want to drive people to go to events, and coronavirus is not an excuse to say like, oh, we're gonna cancel all events. It's just like we're gonna slowly bring back events. We're not gonna cancel, because like everyone should be vaccinated at this point. There's no reason why you shouldn't have vaccination. And you can wear a mask and go out in public. It's not that hard. Yeah. It's just suck it up, suck your pride up. It's just like go to these events, have fun.
Yes.
And stay safe.
I agree. I absolutely agree. There is no excuse. And yeah, I mean, in terms of tournament wise, I think it's just good to have that option. I think it's nice because people can't be able to meet each other all the time. Like, especially for a fighting game, it's a very niche genre, I feel. So it's nice to have that, just being able to practice with other pro players. Well, this is just very niche. This is more for the dedicated fan. Yeah, this is more for the long running fans who want to just get better at the game over time and play with people who are also trying to get better. Not for the casuals like me. Like exactly. Not like me.
I could give two shits about online. I just want to fucking play around with friends.
Yes, exactly. Which also you could incorporate into that, but it's like you could also just invite them over.
Exactly. It's like, okay, sometimes they live in different countries, different state or whatever, but like you still can make time and just like have fun, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that you're absolutely right on that front. It's like, when you're just playing the game to play the game, nothing else matters except for the look and just the fun factor of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
And how does it feel?
Yeah.
And it's be fun to like land a combo on somebody, be like, yes, I trained for like an hour on that, and then just have someone spam it and kill you.
Well, okay, let's migrate to Smash Bros. Now.
Yes.
Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Nope.
No, well, not the last two.
Take those two out.
Not the last two.
Take those two
We
out.
did get Sora and Smash. It's very exciting.
Sakurai's like, nope, we gotta keep behind that door. And Mario's like, what about those guys? Like, nope.
You lock the keyhole. Lock the keyhole.
Nope. Close the door on your way out, Sora.
Yeah.
We can only bring the anime pretty boys.
Yeah.
We can't bring.
Which is kind of a shame. I don't. It's like I don't dislike it, but like as a Kingdom Hearts fan, it's not the same without Donald and Goofy.
Absolutely,
it's not the same rage moments. At least try to. It's I know it's like Disney being Disney, but like you can't license their appearances because that'd be way too much money for the budget or what it's worth. It's just like it kind of feels different now that we're not making fun of like the whole trio.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, okay, Swords and Smash, but like he's just a Square Enix characters. That's it. There's no real like Disney thing about it besides the Keyblade and the keychain, and that's it.
That one fucking keychain cost like $5 million.
Probably.
That showing that off instantly was like, you owe us like 50 million.
Yeah,
Give it now.
Let's start with how it started off, that direct, the Smash Direct.
I honestly thought it was gonna be fucking Dark Souls.
I thought that too,
dude.
Because the light went out, the last flame fell down.
It looked like a campfire. I was like,
I know. I was just like, yeah, dude, it's gotta be a Dark Souls character. It's gotta be at least some.
I was shitting.
It couldn't be Solaire. It could have been the from 3 the Unkindled.
Oh, dude, if Mario instead of reaching out the fire just knelt down next to it or just sat down like this
and disappeared or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Or like a giant Dark Souls boss came out.
Yeah,
and
or
then Mario died.
If you walked over and then looked up and there was just some guy sitting in front of the fire, it was one of the unkindled.
That'd be fun. That'd be such a great reveal.
I would be actually more hyped for that than Sora.
Yeah.
One of the rare few. But yeah, no. Then basically what happens is the fire dies out. So they basically started up like how the beginning did.
Yeah, with the Inkling looking at the fire, which is a great callback to like the initial trailer for like Ultimate, because like you saw everyone in the silhouettes and stuff like that. So it was pretty like unanimous with like, okay, this is what we're doing for like the final one.
This is the final. Even then, I was like still convinced like,
there's gonna be
season 3
DLC. I was waiting for it at the end. I was really waiting for it at the end,
because that's the best hope, right? That's what everyone. That's the ultimately like what we all would like to see in the end. But having Sora come in was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting ahead of ourselves.
That trailer was still pretty good. It played the Kingdom Hearts theme. I was just like, ta-na-na.
Yeah, it was crazy. And like, you've all probably seen it. If you're listening to this, you've all probably seen the trailer. But just the part where the Keyblade got revealed, like, I didn't actually, when I watched it, I didn't say a word. I just silently was just watching. I was like, nodding my head. I was like, yeah, this is pretty hype.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to buy Kingdom Hearts on the Epic Game Store now. Just to have, so I have it. But I'm waiting for like because I put my reservation in for the Steam Deck, the highest version of possible, like a $700 one, because I have that money to kind of spend randomly. Because like that, usually I'd save up for stuff. So, like the $700 gimbal that I bought, that was like a week and a half worth of paychecks. Because I worked at least like 20 to 30 hours a week, and last week I worked like 35 something hours. So that's $500 right there, dude. Like, I make bank at my job, and the thing about that, right, is just like I work hard, I keep things running.
Get the dough.
It's one of those things where it's like without me, the whole thing would collapse.
Yeah, you run it.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Davis. Nicely done. Makes money, make the bank. Meanwhile, me sitting here, nothing.
Yeah.
Not doing much. Well, I sit and look pretty.
Yeah, you said look pretty. I'm the brains of the operation.
Yes, absolutely. We've discerned this.
Yeah, we did that into our interview today. Yeah, but like I guess Sora is like a really good pick because it was the character most requested for the for Smash 4 poll.
For the poll, yeah.
Which was okay, and so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I understand. Japanese company being Japanese. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts. Not gonna say it's the worst franchise in the world, but it's goddamn confusing at certain points.
By the way, I was technically right. They did put in Doom Guy, but it wasn't.
Oh yeah, that's a neat costume. I was really hoping for Travis, but like I was like, oh no, he has a costume. I was like, damn, that sucks. Because his game, when Heroes 3 came out.
Yeah, I was hoping they put in like at least one track from Doom, but I was like, okay.
It's one of those things where like, I think you use too much money.
Yeah, you're right. There was like that or Sora. That's like
too much Microsoft
all money into Sora.
Yeah. I really do hate that they didn't get any like the Disney World music, which is fine, but like the original tracks are pretty good.
Dude, overall. If they got Simple and Clean in that bitch, whoo.
I know. They got the swing version. I'm just like, god damn.
Yeah, man.
But they really couldn't do the voice because like Hikari.
Well, that's just a whole fucking.
That's another one, and then the new one for like Face My Fears is Skrillex, so you have to go through him.
Don't think twice. Face My Fears and Simple and Clean. If those three were on there.
Yeah, those that'd be like a banger soundtrack right there. I'd just cream my pants.
I would sell so many Fire Emblem characters to get that fucking song in.
I know.
Like, can we just eliminate a few?
The thing about that too is that it comes out on the 18th, which is a Monday. I'm like, no, that's what not gonna be down here. Because I'm only coming down for
Sag.
This weekend and the next week, which is the 16th and 17th, and then the 18th is when Kingdom Hearts comes out, the one, and I was like, fuck, that blows.
Yeah, man. And like, what's also sick about it was just like all the costumes and shit for
Okay, so the costumes is very good. I would say overall their costumes for like each and every one is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they have it's like literally just it's costumes. It's not like different color swaps. It's legitimately like he has a different outfit for each variation, which I'm like, fuck, dude, that's a lot of work. But of course, it's the last one.
Yeah.
People excited and mad about being Sora being in.
Yeah.
Me, just happy Sakurai and team can take a break.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's over.
I kind of found it funny that he did like the NPC challenge against Cloud and Sephiroth, which is kind of funny because those Cloud and Sephiroth are big like secret bosses inside those games.
Yeah, that's awesome. I also love that it's just the thumbnail is just him looking at the fucking Smash Bros sign with everyone else. He's like,
yeah. I remember like they had like another meme where it's like, remember he's pulling up the posters.
Yeah.
Cameras, like they Photoshop it out and like do like a green screen thing and like they input like an anime poster or whatnot. Which is kind of funny. I find it enjoyable.
Yeah, man, he's such a memester. He's just the best.
He's such an enjoyable guy. I really do think that he deserves a long break after this.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been doing this for the past 4 years.
If he does decide to make another one, which hopefully he, personally speaking, I would like to have another one, but he doesn't have to. Ultimate would be a fine thing to leave off on.
Yeah.
Then my hope would be like instead of having the old third-party characters, how about switch them out with other ones? Like instead of
that's what they did with 4.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they switched out Ice Climbers for like Little Mac and other like single-player characters.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with
because that's the thing about that, right? Where it's just like the point in Ultimate was like you're supposed to have everyone. That's why the whole tagline is everyone is here.
Yeah.
But like if you go back like, oh, we're gonna eliminate some of these characters, like then why make a new game? Why bother buying this one when you're old?
New mechanics, new style. I don't know.
No, that's the thing. I think we kind of peaked as like because Ultimate is the peak. I think it's all downhill from here. Personally,
I don't know. I feel like Ultimate's just kind of like the mass amount that we can do, and then there are other options. I feel like you could go down, but it would take some time. And once again, time they can take all the time they want if they would like to.
I think this game's gonna be here until it Switch's death, basically.
Yes, I think that this is the absolute.
So the Switch came out in 2017. Each console generation lasts about like maximum 10 years.
Yeah. Switch might last a little longer than that.
Yeah, because of 3DS standpoint, because the 3DS lasted like 11 to 12.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, yeah, okay.
I would say 12 years for a Switch.
So we're in the first like 4 years of the life cycle, so we got like at least 6 to...
Arceus will probably keep it going for a bit longer.
7 more long. So I think we're pretty safe for another Smash game.
Yeah. But what about the OLED, Davis?
Well, that's different though, because there's a big difference between the OLED screen and that one. So the reason why, like, I understand, like, okay, you can't make it bigger technically because you would need to make completely new Joy-Cons that would eliminate old people who have the old version upgrade to the new one.
Yeah.
Because if you already spent money on the controllers, then you're gonna have to buy new ones. No way, they're not gonna do that.
Absolutely
so I think
not.
Nintendo did a smart, safe decision with making the same size console, but just upping the screen. Mm-hmm. And then I think the next one they should do is just the OLED plus a new graphics chip. Because the thing about that is like the graphics chip for the Switch isn't that great, but it does the work. It gets the job done. I think that if you're going to do that, up the graphics chip and maybe CPU processing. That's
because everything else about the base Switch is fine.
Exactly.
Like the design of it's perfect. Just
it may overheat from time to time, but that's pretty much just this Switch's design as a handheld console. There's very limited space in what you can do.
Yes, I mean very little. It's like there's very unmatched other thing. Like this is what they've basically been trying to do since forever, honestly. Like trying to mesh both the console and the handheld for like years and years, and they've come to this. And yeah,
this is like the culmination of like everything that Nintendo has done for the past 20 years.
This is definitely like what they've come to, and I think it's perfect. I honestly think like besides
they achieved balanced harmony.
Yeah. Obviously, like you said, there could definitely be like upgrade graphics card.
Darkness.
Stop.
Darkness. Light.
Stop.
Heart.
No. No. Somebody. Nobody.
Heartless.
Heart. Kyrie. Cardboard.
No character.
Bland. Sora. Roxas.
Yes.
What's
Riku.
Riku.
Mickey Mouse. Donald. Goofy.
What was the other guy's name? Ventus.
Aqua. Terra.
Xehanort Terra.
Terranort is what it's called.
Terranort.
I feel like it. All right, so I remember
What a goofy
couple. I
fucking
remember a
name.
bunch of the voice actors from it, but I forget. Roxas is like Justin Timberlake or something like that. Kingdom
Okay.
Hearts voice.
Okay. All right.
Voice actors.
Who plays Goofy? Drake Bell. Jesus.
I'll fucking do it again.
I'll do it again.
I'll do it again.
Goofy, we all know you did it.
All right, who did Roxas?
Goofy dying is just the funniest.
No, Jesse McCartney. That's why. Jesse McCartney is the voice of Roxas. I don't know why I say Justin
Hey,
Timberlake.
Damien, I'ma choke you out with my strangling hand. If you don't get me my money, Damien. Goofy, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Jesse McCartney it was Robin and Dick Grayson in Nightwing. Nightwing. So, not the worst.
Not bad. But otherwise, in terms of Switch, I mean, in terms of the Direct itself, Bayonetta 3 looks pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, I guess.
Avocado!
Avocado!
God, that's such an old picture of Haley Joel Osment. He's fucking changed. Oh, I forgot Alison Stoner is part of this. She was a very big Disney actress.
What did she do again?
She was I think Isabella. She was inside Phineas and Ferb.
Oh,
she does a lot of. She did stuff for Loud House.
Never watched that one.
Yeah. She's Opal from Legend of Korra.
Oh.
Yeah, she does a lot of the Young Justice stuff too. Yeah, so a lot of the anime. The only thing anime she did was that, but she used to be a live actor. What the fuck? Christopher Lloyd is a voice actor. That's what the fuck. Wait, what? Christopher Lloyd's birthplace was Stamford, Connecticut?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Yo, shout out to Connecticut, dude.
He's the voice for Xehanort? Okay.
Hell yeah.
I didn't realize that.
See, no one likes to mention Connecticut, but, you know.
Wait, I gotta Google.
We're around,
I gotta confirm
right?
this.
Connecticut's around, okay? We're everywhere. We're the home of champions and voice actors.
Christopher Lloyd.
Did you know? Well, I was so happy because
born October 22nd, 1938, Stamford, Connecticut.
No kidding.
Jesus
Sweet.
Christ, how do we not know this?
Was he born in Stanford Hospital? Because that's where I
know.
was born. That's
I don't
fucking
know.
sweet.
38 was right on the cusp of World War II. I don't think maybe Stanford Hospital was built. I don't know.
I hope so.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a weird discovery.
Yeah, that's
I think
so
that's a
crazy.
good place to end too. That Christopher Lloyd was born near us.
Woo! Fucking let's go, Connecticut.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Birthplace of a massive villain.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you guys hopefully next week when I come back down to visit again. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Time to break grapes.
Yes.